Strong flipper baby.
Remember when you called her a pre-cum baby?
Honestly, it must be that thing.
We never really got into the weeds on what he was saying with that either. Yo,
fellas.
Just do my thing.
The regular season has now come to an end.
A fantasy.
The fantasy regular season has now come to an end. We had a lot of twists and turns throughout the season, but in the end, I think we all knew what was going to happen.
We should take away.
That I would shit the bed in the playoffs.
Second round of playoffs.
What do you guys? Let's hear a quick couple of words, couple of thoughts on what you thought, how you thought this regular season went. Josh, we'll start with you.
Fucking terrible. What do you mean? What are my thoughts on it? You should understand that I am just deeply depressed. I had a Dan year to end things out.
Okay. So we got terrible. Dan?
Par for the course.
Injuries?
Having a lot of injured players and just having the third most points against. It's like a very me year. And it is me every year. So.
Okay. Nick?
Par for the Dan.
It's fun watching the top down. Just seeing all the chaos occur below me. Yeah, it was a good time. I look forward to the playoffs. But
I think this was a more interesting fantasy year than usual. I feel like there was a lot of things that didn't go according to norm. And things that I would say nobody saw coming. For example, Russell Wilson dropping off. Not even dropping off, but just like completely disappearing. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady actually dropping off. Things like whatever happened with the Rams backfield in week 1. I think there was just a lot of very cool things that happened this season that don't normally happen. I had a good time. This is my first year not completely annihilating everyone in the regular season. So it was kind of nice to kind of work my way back up the rankings a little bit. But, I mean, it is what it is. Another year in the books. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we did in Week 14, which was a very pivotal week for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Every single matchup had playoff implications. We'll start with mine, because why not? Omega Shark is myself against Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen was a win and in candidate this week. However,
couldn't get it done.
He did not get her done. I was actually with him on Sunday, and he was extremely confident that the Buccaneers and Jeff Wilson Jr. were going to carry him to victory. Because, I mean, in reality, it was a relatively close game all throughout the afternoon games. So he absolutely had a chance.
They carried him with, minus 1.4 combined points.
And I carried him with...
And unfortunately, Devontae had one of his stinker weeks. It seems like every other week, it seems. Every 2 weeks, maybe, is a stinker week. And this just unfortunately happened to be the week.
Jeff Wilson Jr. did get hurt, too. Which doesn't help.
Yeah, it's tough to see if it would have made a difference, though. You know, because you're then asking him to score 30 points just
Well,
based
no,
off
no,
how his
no.
defense
It doesn't make much of a difference, but it makes it closer.
It was also
Yeah.
pretty tough for him missing 2 starters. It's tough with the new bye week system, and that's kind of what you run into. Is you're just going to have a couple of players on bye in the last pivotal week. But let's go ahead and talk about my team, huh?
Got him done.
My best.
Knocked him out.
Derrick Henry back to reality. Little worried about Etienne. That's back-to-back stinkers.
He might be a
Stephon-
bust.
Yeah, for sure. Stephon Diggs got sauce. So that was inevitable that he wasn't going to do well. Mike Evans is actually a bust.
Yeah. That's my
he's,
name.
he's still on pace for 1,000 yards. He just only has 3 touchdowns on the year. He's still in wide receiver 2 territory technically, right at the kind of bottom end of that. But he's still got 800 yards on the year. It's just this number that's kind of letting us down.
Which is
But-
crazy because he was a touchdown machine.
Yeah. And I mean, that was another thing this year is with Gronk gone, he was supposed to just gobble up the red zone targets. But
Instead, he
Gobble,
gobbled
swallow.
up the red zone defense.
yep, instead he gobbled the gook.
Gobbled the
Um,
Nick Nutsack.
However, I do have Mr. TP Tone Pollard, who has just been incredible.
If you win, it's because of him.
It's
That dude's a-
absolutely because
Tony Pollard is the league winner on your team.
That dude's a freak bitch.
100%. He's going to win, I assume, a lot of people throughout a lot
Yeah,
of leagues
Jesus.
their season.
Mike Evans hasn't had a touchdown since week 4.
It's been tough, man.
Jeez.
And you can't bench Mike Evans.
No, because
You know?
the week that you bench him is the week. The week that you bench him is the week that he's going to put up 30 points.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
he's also had 2 games this year. Last week included where he had a 60-yard touchdown called back. And then about a month and a half ago, he had like an 80-yard
drop.
touchdown at the very beginning of the game that he was wide open and just dropped.
Yep. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm hoping that some of those woes go away here in the next 3 weeks. But
Some of those woes.
I was able, as you see here, to jump up a couple of spots.
Hey, congratulations.
But we'll talk about
Rosen's-
those final standings later.
Rosen's the lucky 7 if we want to look at that then. 777.
Oh,
Rosen,
shit.
thank you for playing. Hell of a
adios.
year for you, bud. Just happy you're not eating pancakes.
Adios.
Next up, another game with massive playoff implications here. We got Mike's Hard Von Water, Trevor Rusher, annihilating. Tis a silly sport anyway, Josh Caliendo. Josh, do you want to talk about this game at all?
Kyler doesn't have an ACL anymore. Zach Taylor should be fired from a cannon into the sun. The Giants are ass. Travis Kelce had 2 very un-Travis Kelce weeks back-to-back. And Jalen Waddle just doesn't exist anymore for some reason. So that is my answer. If anybody's going to knock me out, I'm fine with it being Trevor, since I always kind of pull for Trevor since we're pretty similar in fantasy football, like thoughts and feelings and the way we go about the game. So I'm fine with it. Since it's Trevor, I wanted it to be him or Rosen. So whatever. Sucks. He had a good week with some of his big pieces missing. So good on
Yeah.
him, and
Yeah.
cool to see him make some magic happen.
Let's see it. He sneaks into the playoffs as the 5th seed there, and he solely beat you because of Jerry Jeudy, it appears.
Well,
I mean, with the Kyler and T. Higgins injuries, you.
I
didn't really
thankfully
stand a chance.
I thankfully get to look at it and go, at least it wouldn't have mattered if Jerry Jeudy just had a decent game. if he
Maybe.
just put up like a 10-point game. I mean,
Yeah, but
I mean,
I
I
think you're
think-
going to get 25 out of Kyler and Higgins at least. And
You
so
also
if
have
Judy
to
just
think-
has a regular game, you most likely win.
With Kyler alive, this number is not 19.
no, going into that game against Trevor, I was down, I think, 23, something like that. And I'd kind of done the math, and if Kyler went out and had about a 20-point game, 25-point game, it would have knocked the Patriots down just enough, assuming that they didn't have a defensive touchdown or something like that
Right.
anyway. But shit happens.
It is what it is, man.
It is what it is.
I will say Trevor was also battling the points for battle against I can't remember who it was against, but the Patriots defense scoring the touchdown at the end basically saved him from being
Was he
knocked
that
out of the playoffs.
Sam.
Close to
Yeah.
Sam?
Probably
No,
Sam.
Sam, but Sam, they're both in playoffs.
Nick, that wasn't even close, my dude.
That's what Trevor told me. Just going based off.
Trevor was battling Sam for
I guess he
fifth-
was. Yeah,
fifth
he was up at
16, but
15.
they're both in the playoffs. But yeah, I'm sure had someone like had Rosen won, then each of them would have gotten the last spot. So yes, it would have mattered. But
I guess his reasoning, though, Trevor's reasoning makes sense. He would you'd rather be in that 5 spot. Well, no, I guess it doesn't.
probably
It doesn't
because
matter.
Rosen had one, I bet. But he didn't.
Yeah. But anyways, Josh Caliendo. There's always next year, bud.
Probably
There's
not.
always
This is my
next
best
year.
shot in a long time with the team that I built, but
It's a silly game anyway.
it's a silly game anyway.
The next up, we have Dag Aroni Pepperoni, Detective Alley Gang Boy against King Drizzle, who did not want to eat pancakes. Let me tell you. Nick, what happened?
Drake's team kind of popped off. I was watching Christian McCaffrey destroy me live, and it hurt. There was a touchdown he caught that was being reviewed, and I was very adamant about it not being a touchdown, and I was watching it with my uncle, and he looked at me and was like, "You're crazy, that's a touchdown." And I couldn't explain to him why. I was rooting so hard against him. It's fine. It is what it is. Like, Tony Jones was a bad choice. Josh swayed me on that, but I was the ultimate one who put him in. I should have started Chuba. He was in my lineup. Should have rolled with it. Tony
It's
Jones,
Adam
bad
Schefter's
choice.
fault.
Yeah,
It's
fuck
Adam
Adam
Schefter's
Schefter.
fault. Adam Schefter, before an hour and a half before games kicked off, went on ESPN and was talking about how Tony Jones Jr. was gonna be the guy. He was gonna get all the first touches. Make sure Tony Jones Jr. is in your lineup. All that shit, just for Tony Jones to touch the ball 2 times.
Yeah, I really think the success of my team is going to come from the Cowboys, whether it's a run day or a pass day. And it's unfortunate that it's going to lean to that, but I think if we can get a couple Cowboys passing days in the next coming weeks, we're in good shape. But time will tell.
One thing
Yeah.
that's super cool about Nick's team that we found out today, Nick has the number 1 and number 2 candidates for Rookie of the Year right now, according to sportsbooks.
Yeah.
Kenny and Garrett.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson with the higher odds to win it,
Really?
better odds to win it. Yeah,
Garrett Wilson's had a great year. Fantastic year.
if you look at his stats, his raw stats, they are very impressive. 63 for 868 and 4 touchdowns as a rookie, with a very, very solid chance to get to 1,000. And if you go 75, 1,005 as a rookie, when there's not a quarterback who's really, taking the mantle, it's got to put you
Yes.
up there.
This is very similar stats to Mike Evans. Yeah, if you look at it.
But 10 years younger.
10 years younger, you probably got him in the 9th round as opposed to
Yeah.
the 4th.
My
third.
inability to pick defenses reared its head again.
Continues.
But we'll get that dialed in. I'm not worried.
Leo
We got
mentioning
more
the fact
weeks.
that you had negative 11 from your 3 defenses combined is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Well, I was never going to
it's
start the
tough.
Vikings, so they're just out of it. The Titans, I was about to start. I was about to start the Titans, but fortunately, I
Were
didn't.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish you did.
Regardless, thank you, King Drizzle, for allowing me to overtake this man in the standings.
Oh.
Don't look at that. Detective Alan Gamble, who firmly held a second or third spot throughout the year, now finishes in fourth place. Heading
Yeah, just needed to
to
go
the
1-1 the
playoffs.
last 2 games and did not do that.
Nick, do you know what that makes me think about your bye week chances?
Can't do that again.
Oh my god, he figured out a way
Dad.
to use it.
That's not fair.
dead. Next
Idiot.
up, another
Oh,
playoff
Jesus.
killing performance here. God did not save him from eating pancakes versus least points Foreman, who had a very real chance of making the playoffs with the least points for.
Ryan's
Not
team is terrifying.
Much to say about this game. Every single one of Koenig's players popped the fuck off, except for God knows why he's still starting Tyler Higbee.
I think he started Tyler Higbee truly to spite me because of the trade that we made earlier in the year. Live by the Higbee, die by the Higbee. He texted me. He literally texted me and said, "This week rides on Tyler Higbee," and Tyler Higbee got 2.1 points in the Thursday game. But thank God,
He
Jarek
had some
McKinnon's
great
a
pickups,
freak
yeah.
bitch.
Trevor Lawrence, Jarek McKinnon had great pickups.
He's had them pretty much all year, man.
Well, great starts.
And Fleg's team, hey man, it did what it needed to do almost. It almost did what it needed to do all year. But ultimately, it was just short of the finish line. I mean, I guess he probably needed points for, had he won?
Yeah,
Because
would
of,
have been
because of
third.
me losing to Trevor, he needed points for.
which is
Yeah,
serendipitous
so-
with his name, but also just like it's a win flag to not be eating pancakes when he got the least points for.
That's right. That's right. However, Fleg, what has happened to your team this year is incredible because I don't think we'll ever see that again with how competitive our league is. Having the least points for, yet still being
Right to the end, having a shot at the
Fighting
Right.
for a spot.
to the playoff spot. However, Aaron Flagenheimer,
Good try, buddy.
no pancakes. Koenig, we're ready for you, bud. Whenever you
Pancake,
want it.
pancakes.
Whenever you want it. And you have to have at least one witness from the league there.
Yeah,
be
don't
Jenna.
do it. Or it started at 4 a.m. and it was done by 4:30. So
Yep.
You're
not
all
allowed. Make sure you
Do you
have
think
somebody
Rosen
there.
ordered silver dollar pancakes?
Yeah,
he
he
got,
did.
he got bellinis.
The waitress gave him little guys.
Fuck them.
Smart.
I
He
mean,
didn't specify adult.
We didn't
pancakes.
specify, but you do have to eat regular fucking pancakes.
Short stacks all day long.
all right.
That's what I call my
Lastly
penis.
up, we got another matchup with play. Actually, this one didn't really matter too much at the end of the day.
It would have if other
Could
people
have
would have
about
won.
same, yeah. If other people
Could
won,
have,
same
but
would have
it
been out.
didn't.
But
Flag
Correct.
or Rosen would have won, right?
It was still good seeing Dan get a dub, though.
I just saw you changed your name
Yeah,
to
he
Grant
changed his name.
College.
Yeah.
Who's Grant?
R.I.P. dude. R.I.P. Grant.
Oh, dude.
Wait.
All right. Friend of the pod, we know you're listening.
Yeah.
He's
Pouring
dead.
out for the. I don't believe your wife, dude. You were murdered.
Wow. There goes our YouTube
Oh,
chances.
Grant Wall? Oh my god. What a reference.
Versus
God.
BG's v.
I wish this
BG's
news would drop.
back to Siberia. Just a horrendous matchup of names here.
It's a great matchup of names.
And Dan finally gets a win.
Finally, yeah.
did it, baby. 5 wins. Hey, that's respectable.
5 wins. We can work with that.
Yeah. 5 wins and the third most points against. I'll take it.
Not bad. Your
man.
team honestly looks fine.
You just had bad injuries and bad timing. Is I know we give you shit for that, but like that is genuinely what happened to you this year. Just bad injuries at bad times. And Travis Homer giving you 4 points.
I think an
I
injury
don't
at
give a
any
shit
time.
about that. That was mostly just take all the Seahawks running backs, and they couldn't.
So Nick had to start Tony Jones.
At least Travis Homer didn't do anything either, but you still won.
He had like 4 times as
Still-
many carries. I'll
I
take
know.
that.
It's so sad watching
9.
the game. It's like Tony Jones has not played one snap.
Looking at Sam's team heading into the playoffs, doesn't strike a lot of fear.
No,
It's a team.
it's a
However,
foreign team.
I
There's
mean,
no
he
positions
does
there.
have a few players that could easily drop 30 a week.
just
Yeah, you
Justin
mean
Herbert.
just Jada. Jada.
Yeah.
JJ
Donovan
has
Knight's
two- I
looking
mean,
good though. He's got
Tua had a 42-point game earlier in the year.
Who?
Tua.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh yeah.
So
He did.
that's a possibility. Christian Kirk is, I think, still a top 12 wide receiver. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
11, yeah.
He's more
11.
consistent though. He hasn't like blown up.
James Conner's probably going to get a load.
And
Yeah,
Donovan
James
Knight-
Conner's gonna get
Donovan
the
Knight's
ball
been
a
performing
lot.
too for the J
And,
Jettas.
yeah, Bam Knight can pretty much have 2 or 3 touchdowns each week at this point.
Jay Jettas
Especially
says
if Joe Flacco comes back. Or, if Mike White misses an extended period of time with whatever was going on with him.
they said he's gonna. They said the plan is that he's expected to play.
The thing with the Jets is it's tough. Like on my front too, is that they pass the ball so much that I think they just want to prove to themselves that they can still run the ball, and so he gets
Right.
all the red zone touches.
Do we think, just as a football thing in general, do we think Jay Jettas does it and he's the first ever wide receiver to get to 2,000 yards in a season? He needs
How close is he?
504 games.
Yeah,
Easily.
probably.
I think he's going to do it.
And
mean,
that's
I think
he does it
125 a
easily.
game average.
What's he averaging right
Did you say he would be the first ever?
Yeah,
now? 2,000, yeah.
Cooper Kupp missed
Well,
it
this
by
is
like
also
I think
extended games
50
too.
something yards last year. Well, yeah, but Cooper Kupp
Okay.
almost did it too in
So he's-
17 games.
He's averaging 115 per game right now.
He's up
vile.
it by 10 yards
Like
a game.
10 a game.
He had 200
Hypothetical.
something yards
Hypothetical.
last week, didn't he?
And like hypothetical, they'll bench him week 18
How
No,
the
no, no.
playoffs.
Hear me
fuck
out.
did you go ahead.
If you have the number 1 pick next year, Jay Jettas?
I think it's still got to be a running back.
Nah, Russell Wilson, no doubt, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
So
Cross
I
country.
thought you were saying if you were an NFL team with the number 1 pick, would you
No,
trade
no.
it for JJ?
Oh, yes. I
Yeah.
would.
If you were a fantasy football, also Sam's team, Dallas Goddard, off
Is
the
back.
IR. So
Oh, he doesn't have to start Foster Moreau anymore.
we'll see. Sam somehow clinches that 6th spot with just a very low points for as well. I'm pretty sure.
Second least still.
No,
Yep.
I think he went up.
He lost to Drake by points for by 0.02. 0.02. That's a stat correction right there.
That's less than a stat correction. That's a fucking
Yeah.
a running back tripping the wrong way on a run.
Yeah.
But shout out BG's.
God damn it.
Um,
Let's go to the matchup.
Let's go ahead and go to the matchup of the week. The matchup that was fighting for that number 1 seed. Those crispy $50 for finishing number 1 in the regular season. And as
deserved
you
it.
can see, Taylor
Good job,
gang with
Tom.
a dominant outing on the last week of the season,
Proud of you, buddy.
kicking James down to that 3rd seed, courtesy of your boy as well. Tom's team's fucking terrifying. Pardon my flan.
Yeah, that he didn't even have Jonathan Taylor playing today either. Like,
Yeah,
his team is
and
good.
Johnny Tay's on the up.
His team is very
Mark
good.
Andrews has been garbage too.
Yes,
with
that's
the
what
backups.
He's injured.
Adam Thielen has been. I think he's had a couple good weeks. I don't see that continuing. But other than that, his team is super scary.
Adam Thielen had 16 points and got a touchdown in a game where Jay Jettas had 223 yards receiving and no touchdowns.
Yeah, they're
So,
playing the Lions, though. That defense is just not good.
Hey, they'd say the same thing about you, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Tom's
Lions making
team
a push to the
is
north.
pretty good.
Tom
Pretty
might
good.
not have to start Adam Thielen anymore, though. I can definitely see him just sticking with Akers.
Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see. James's team is on a skid. He loses another receiver, Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
Hopefully not for an extended period of time, but that's already a
Is Cortland Sutton supposed to play this week?
weak spot for him. I mean, it's probably going to be Ripien throwing to him.
Yeah.
Questionable.
So, I mean, he still has Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb, who could easily get 25 apiece during the playoffs.
The problem is it seems like for some reason Cleveland has this. Like, I get that you have Deshaun Watson, you want to see what you have, right? But do what has been successful for you. Give the ball to the guy who's a bowling ball who just runs through people. I mean, 14 carries is not enough in a game for Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I agree.
He wasn't
Agreed.
getting like that much carries.
He wasn't,
at the
no.
beginning
But go
of the
look
year.
at
I've heard a lot about what.
look at the games though where he's produced.
He's only gotten
The
20
games where he
carries 4
usually
times.
has his best games is when he's getting his high amounts of carries. It's the same
Yeah,
thing
you
as
give him
Derrick
the
Henry.
ball more, he's going to score more fantasy points. That's wild.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, it's the same thing that people always say about Derrick Henry. Is as the game goes along, the more touches that Derrick Henry gets, the better he gets because teams don't want to keep having to tackle him.
Yeah. We'll see how James does.
Bitch.
That first week of
It's
playoffs, I mean, he was 1 or 2 the entire year, pretty much. I don't think he ever dropped a third at all.
Yeah.
And then last week of the season, takes a dookie.
Little
So,
poopy
James, your chances at a playoff bye. Gone just like that in the blink of an eye. All right. Let's take a look at the final standings for the year. As you can see, Taylor Gang finishes at the number 1 spot at 10-4.
Good job, Tom.
Myself at 9-5. James at 9-5 as well, but less points for than me. Therefore, he's in 3rd place. Detective Al Gamble, Mike's Hardbongwater, and BG's V all finish at 8-6, rounding out the last 3 playoff spots. Josh Rosen and Flegg at 7-7. 500 record, not bad for the program, but not good enough. Josh at 6-8, Dan at 5-9, Drizzle 4-10, and Koenig Pancake Lord at 3-11.
Pancakington.
Here are the points for. So,
Poor Ryan.
Ryan Koenig, the number 12 team, with the 4th most points for.
And only 6 behind you.
Look at those points.
And only
increase.
6 behind me. Like we talked about, Flag and Sam with just an atrocious points
That-
for, but they
And
both.
Driz too. Driz
And
right,
Driz.
literally right there.
And Trevor is also right there. I mean, really.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you kind of
both-
kicked ass a little bit right at the end there, bud.
It was like the
Almost passed
whole
Rosen.
it's the whole thing, the whole season, man. I didn't or just right there, man.
You tried your hardest. That's
Yeah.
all that I'm proud of you, is what I'm trying to say.
Points against. We got Rhino at the very top there. Tom is surprisingly with the least points against.
Yeah. It's usually the number 1 seed works.
Usually how it works,
Um,
yeah, 1 seed.
I mean, he still had the most points for as well, so it's
Yeah, he's just a powerhouse.
Those 2 combined equals 1 seed.
equals 1 seed. That's right. That's usually how that worked out. Yeah.
James finally lost a home game. It's good to see.
James lost his fortress status to Thomas. Koenig never won a home game. He's essentially the fucking Cardinals out there, just not being able to do anything. Josh, I don't know if you're talking to us, but you're muted as a dick.
I've been muted for so long.
First time that's happened this pod, honestly, which is
Yeah,
not bad.
wonder who did that.
Did you mute him? Why?
You're so mean.
That's so rude.
You're a douchebag.
Well, hey,
Wow. All right.
Fuck your
Also-
team. I hope you never find happiness.
I hope
We
they
need to
beat you
figure
this
out why the home and away splits aren't even for some teams.
does it matter?
week. Yeah, I don't know. Because Nick literally looks at the schedules and moves around the schedule.
Yeah,
and
It doesn't
No, Nick
not
presses,
matter.
Nick presses randomized 3 times.
Yep.
It doesn't not matter. Here are the teams that are finishing hot, going into the playoffs. Myself, Tom, Trevor, finishing cold.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
All right,
wow.
moving on. Let's look at next week's matchups or something. That would be cool.
James also cold, Nick also cold, and then
Be full
finally
for the timing.
moves Josh far and away. Not really far and away, actually. But 51, and then Kano
Ryan got
with
into double
11.
digits. That was all those moves that he made last night. Let's go, Ryan.
Good stuff, Ryan. Looking at the playoff bracket. Here she is. Taylor Gang squeaks out with a bye. Nah, you pretty much had that shit locked up. And then
Can you just
I-
keep moving?
got the second bye,
Good job, man.
as is
All right.
tradition. So let's go ahead and take a look at these matchups. So we got Trevor against Nick and
All right.
Sam against Jim.
Like last week's picks?
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
Let's see who won. This is it, right? Final standings.
Yep. This is it.
Well, they don't
He
matter.
doesn't want to see it,
Probably
though.
don't
So.
matter. It's
Dude,
irrelevant,
I'm
I guess.
excited to see these.
I did real
That
bad.
doesn't matter, I think. So
Last week's picks. All right. Last week's
Oh, I
picks,
did it.
myself and Josh went 4-2. Leo and Nick both went 3-3. Final standings: Nick in first place, 44-40. Myself in a clean second place at 500, 42-42. Leo and Josh in dead last,
if I
Dead.
just, if I just
41-43.
if I had just negged, I would have fucking been fine. It was so dumb.
Yeah,
I'm shocked that it's this close.
I'm not. It's a
No?
it's a flip of a fucking coin, and we all went so close to 500. So I'm not really
Nick,
shocked.
you're a dominant force at
Yeah.
guessing.
I meant like
really
between
good.
between the four of us.
We're all close to 500 is what I'm saying. But
Fair
I mean,
enough.
shout out to
I'm
Nick.
kind of pulling away
he's
here.
ahead. Good job, dude. You fucking deserve it.
We're proud of you, Nick. You did it. You earned it
Josh,
yourself.
clap for me.
No, I don't give a fuck. You guessed a lot and got it right more than us.
No, I went based off what you guys did, but the opposite. So, what does that tell you?
It tells
Alright.
me that that isn't the case because nobody went 40 and 44.
Well, Josh.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at something else.
You had a 55% win percentage.
Let's see here. Let's really fuck me up. Give me a quick
yes, Dan, the
second
math
here.
is right.
Stall.
Dan, the math is right. You don't need to check it.
He's wrong.
It's not wrong.
Yes, it is. You did it wrong.
How is that wrong?
We'll talk off.
44 is 55% of 80.
It's not how that works.
Leo,
44% out of the total. 84. That's not what the
oh,
math.
wow, crazy.
That's not what the math is. You're doing the math wrong. It's 44 divided by 44 plus 40. So 44 divided by 84.
Oh, it's 84. That's right. I fucked it up because it's 84.
Anyways, Nick, talk us through this.
53%.
bad boy.
I know this is tough for me because I've lost Trevor twice this year. So Trevor thinks he
times.
has this advantage over me, but like it can't happen 3 times. It just
He's
can't.
gonna mount you. So hard.
Yeah, would you say he's your top?
No, I'd say I had bad weeks and I slipped on the ground and then he mounted me. It's 2 of the
You
weeks.
can't say that. You're putting crazy allegations against him.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna blame it on you for
Crazy.
tripping. I'm a victim blamer.
it's a crazy world. But I think as long as Christian Watson doesn't have 30 points, I win this game handily.
Christian Watson's gonna have 30.
So I'm very confident going into this game. Kenneth Walker should be healthy, should be playing.
It's the Niners.
I don't give a fuck. Feel good. I picked up the Broncos, spent the rest of my fab on the Broncos defense. Yeah, feel good. Ready to go.
Hey, for anybody who is into betting, that means you should absolutely bet the
Against the
Cardinals.
Broncos defense.
Yeah.
Good luck.
McCoy, baby.
Do
The
you want to know
dream.
Do you want to know something that's really funny? We had mentioned that Trevor's team is going to give you 90 to 100 every week. And Trevor scored 95 and 100 against Nick and beat him because Nick couldn't break that 90.
Yep.
So is this the week where you finally break 90 and win?
I think this is a 130 week for me.
I like it. I think
How do you feel
Cowboys
about
are gonna let you down.
how do you feel about Colt McCoy throwing to Hollywood? With
Yeah, that's fine.
Pat? Okay.
I might not start Hollywood either. I haven't decided yet. Still thinking.
Who
else
are
you
your other
got?
options?
I got
I think
Cooks.
Garrett Wilson's gonna have a good
Um,
week for you.
Can you scroll down there?
You're going to start
sure
Tyler
thing, bud.
Algier?
No, DJ Moore. I'm not sure if he's playing this week, but he's an option. I might start Brandon Cooks if he plays, just because the Kansas City defense is not very good. Pass defense. So
Let's go Texans.
we'll see. It's up
Yeah,
there.
I'm almost scared for you that the Kansas City Chiefs will run the ball for once.
Yeah, that's only if I start Brandon Cooks, who I just picked up 20 minutes ago. So
You didn't understand what I was saying.
He did. No, he didn't. This has been-
Pat,
this
Pat
is-
Mahomes might have a bad week because
This
no,
has
I
been
think Pat
something-
Mahomes is always guaranteed at least 15. I'm not too worried
Yeah,
about
bad
that.
week for Pat. It's not going to be that bad.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
Like
but
last
if
week
he
was a
gives you-
bad. Last week he threw 3 interceptions. And he still had 20 points. So
I
like,
guess that's fair. But if he gives you 15, he's giving you 10 less than his average.
you got to keep in mind this. It's Pat Mahomes. They're not going to like abandon Pat Mahomes. Like and just run the ball. So
They're going to leave him at the airport.
He's literally the MVP front runner. Like I'm not gonna. They're not going to abandon him and just run the ball.
Not
30
anymore.
times. You sure?
Not anymore.
Jalen?
Yeah.
I think Jalen Hurts took over
Jalen
last week.
overtook him last week.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
He threw 3 picks, Nick.
Yeah,
Jalen
but he threw for
overtook him last
350,
week.
3 touchdowns. Pat Mahomes still has the best stats of both of them.
I will not argue that I do think you have the better team. I'm just playing devil's advocate and giving you all sides.
Yeah, I mean, it's the playoffs, baby. All you need is a ticket to the dance, and then anything can happen.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anything can
Does
happen.
Tennessee have a good pass D?
Horrendous.
Yeah, not
They're a
great.
bad pass D? Okay.
Yeah, great run D, though. Like top
Tennessee's
five
in
run
a
D.
Tennessee's in a weird spot right now. So
But Eckler doesn't run the ball, so it doesn't
Eckler
really
doesn't run the
matter.
ball, no. He gets passes. I was more talking about Justin Herbert. I wasn't sure what the scenario
Trevor's
was
team-
there for Mr.
Trevor's
Derby Derby.
team is going to score a solid 100, Nick, so you just have to...
You have to break. If you score 101, you got this, man.
yeah, I'm hoping that Trevor keeps Michael Pittman in. So I really don't want him to put Jerry Jeudy in, but I don't think he's going to.
You
I
don't
think
want Jerry
I
Jeudy
think
against.
I think you do want Jerry Jeudy.
No, I don't.
What is your? Can you pull up the stats of Jerry Jeudy the entire year?
Dude,
No,
he's had a
because
banger
Nick
of
will
the year.
just say, look at his last game, though.
His one outlier on the season.
Missed 2 weeks. Milcher.
Decent.
He's got a couple. He's got four games with double digits.
Michael Pittman's been abysmal this year, all year long.
Yeah, Michael Pittman has been one of probably the bigger busts of the year.
It's crazy that he's the number 24.
Scary that DeAndre Swift is ramping up.
Sucks that he's not doing this now. A couple weeks earlier, so Dan and I wouldn't have looked like idiots. But
I also think there's a risk between not. Trevor had the advantage of starting both short running backs, and so now he has to take that coin flip. So
Yeah,
let's just hope he chooses well.
that's tough. That's tough. I do think his roster might look a little different come Sunday.
Yeah, he could tinker.
Saturday. Just because he could flex Jerry Jeudy in, he could go both Detroit running backs.
Pierre Strong might be a good choice if what's his name's not playing. Also,
Yeah, last time the Saints played the Falcons too, they gave up a lot of points. So
yeah, I was talking to him. I think taking out the Pats D is kind of a mistake on his part, but he feels confident about the Saints pickup. So
yeah,
we'll see
I'm
how
excited.
that goes. Yeah, it'll be a good game. Like we said, just get 101.
We're golden.
That's all you need, baby. You haven't been trending that way the last couple of weeks, but that is all you need. Next up, our second playoff game of the week. We got BGSV against Hertz Chubb. BGSV is projected to win currently.
Tyler Boyd's still in with projected 0.
Tyler Boyd, gotcha. So that'll probably make it a
Even.
exactly even.
Pretty even,
8
yeah.
points. Yeah. All right, so we got ourselves a good matchup here on our hands.
This is going to be a great matchup. I think this is going to be pretty low scoring, but very close. I'd say like in the 90s, both these teams. Super close.
Could
I
be.
think
They
Sam's
could
gonna
also
pull it
both
out.
score 130.
Mhm. That would surprise me if Sam's team
That's-
scored 130. He did it against me. but
Fantasy.
That would surprise me.
That would be something. I think Zonovan could have Zonovan and James Conner could each fucking. And Jefferson's getting 20 plus.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a ranking source, so like you look at Sam's team, like, oh, he's got 3 starters over 20, but like all 3 of them like missed some time or like weren't starters.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know what's going on with the Buffalo running backs, but it seems like they're leaning towards James Cook
Yeah,
more and more. So I'd be surprised if Devin Singletary doesn't or has a good day.
talking more about the
about
rest.
this James Cook?
I agree in that one, but
Yeah, I would put in James Cook if I was Sam, but that's just me.
basically Jim's top 3 against how many points can
Justin Jefferson. Yeah. I mean, Jalen Hurts he's averaging 25 points a week, which almost 26 points a week, which
It's
is
a really
pretty-
bad Bears defense. So
Yeah, so that might be a massacre. And the thing about the Eagles too is that they aren't able to let up off of the gas because the Cowboys also keep winning.
yeah,
So they have to continue to dominate and put games away. Otherwise, they might lose that division, especially with the Cowboys-Eagles game coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
yeah, this seems to be exciting.
It'll be good. James's team does certainly look worse, I think. Just overall, Sam has a lot of players that are trending up, while Jimmy has a lot of players that have been trending down.
Yeah, I think Gabe Davis's last 4 or 5 weeks have been just really bad. So he has to keep on riding him, kind of. So no one else.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Oh, did we make picks? Who do you guys think is going to win?
No picks. We have the
Bad
brackets.
versus-
no picks.
we got the brackets.
We got our
bro.
hidden brackets.
All right, I'm picking Trevor.
You're so annoying.
Uh,
Cool. All right, moving on.
Dan, do you have the brackets?
I'm not gonna bring them up
Why not?
because you're annoying.
I thought we were going to. Were we not?
Sure. Why you say it like that?
I'm confused.
I thought we had a matchup of the week to look at, but
Do you
Aw.
want to? Is it set? Is the matchup of the week set?
yes, it's sad.
it's a big one between 2 pod hosts.
All right.
If we want to take the time to do it, that's fun. Let's do it.
Let's
Matchup
do
of
it.
the week.
You got the
Matchup of the week. Matchup of the week. Matchup of the week. Matchup of the week. Matchup of the week.
And oh baby, is it a juicy looking matchup of the week? We got pretty close projections, honestly.
Yeah, we got a good one. It's close. 0.4 is.
You guys should go pick up other kickers that have projected the same amount of points on the free.
How are-
No, dude. You think I'm not running with Tyler
How's
Bass?
the kicker projected 0.4?
I don't think you understand how projections work.
It's like all odds.
I know it's the way that it functions, but in our league you can only get even as a kicker, or like only zeros. So
It's all odds. It's just
I know.
Well, then why?
It
I
doesn't
just
let
want
me.
it to be equal. I just want it to be 8-8. Is what I'm saying.
Doesn't let you.
Okay.
Doesn't let me look at the kickers' weeks, like how they've
Really?
done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's broken on mine too.
Oh, it is broken.
So we'll never
well,
know.
Dan and I got a big one.
You guys putting any money on this bad boy?
Dan,
Yeah,
you
we
want to throw
both-
$10 on it?
We have $5,000. I put down $5,000, and he's sending me his 2 rats. If I win,
One of them will for sure bite you, but the other one does like you a lot. So Barry's a big fan of you. So
Okay.
all right. Well, let's get into things that actually matter then. I guess
cool.
since nobody wants to have fun anymore. Oh, look at Nick's cat.
Yeah, he's mad.
It's got
Yes.
a rat too back there.
He's not a rat. He's the most beautiful
Yeah,
cat
that
in the
looks so
world.
much like my cat.
What's Freddie mad about?
He's locked in here.
All right, so we instead of picks, we decided to fill out some brackets.
Ooh,
For the
that
four
looks
of us,
nice.
So pull it up right there. I don't know how we want to do this, but I picked Nick to beat Trevor, and I picked Jim to beat Sam.
Okay.
Lamb and I have identical brackets, so
Yeah, and
So we both picked Sam to win and Trevor to win.
I picked Sam to win as well, and myself to win, obviously. I'm going to win the whole
So
thing.
everyone but Dan has Sam,
Dan.
and then
Dan's
my-
bracket is pure
Not your,
chalk. Also,
Dan, your bracket for me is wrong. Just FYI.
What's wrong about it?
You have Tom
He
winning.
has
you don't
Tom
have
winning it all.
Nick, you don't have Nick winning it all, man.
Dan has Tom winning it all in a matchup that he's not even in.
Yeah, Tom somehow slashes throats and gets it.
Yeah. Nick picked me? It was weird.
Yeah, Dan. Nick has Dan winning. There you go.
Let's go, Dan.
So yeah,
so good.
we'll keep track of these for these last 3 weeks. There's a big last episode surprise that we have saved for you. We won't
Yes, it
reveal
is.
it. We won't reveal it yet,
It's not hanging dog.
and it's not. There's a higher than 0% chance that it's hanging dog.
Do we want to throw this out there and that anybody in the pod or anybody in the league who listens to this and wants to throw out a bracket can send it to Dan and we'll add it in?
Sure. I
That's
doubt anyone
fun.
will, but
I don't think anybody will, but if they do,
But we need all your picks. You
Yeah,
can
we
see
do. We need all your picks.
But
And
no
we
one's
need
gonna
picks.
And we need pics of your dicks.
dong picks.
do it.
I want to participate in the last episode.
Episode.
surprise.
Make sure you send us to Dan's work email.
You hang dong, and we'll go ahead and show it on the last episode. But
Patreon
yeah, that's kind of it for
Yeah.
the fantasy portion of this episode. Let's go ahead and jump into the fun stuff of this
What's it-
episode.
What's it take to set up a Patreon?
Drake, that's Drake. You got it. So picks. Oh, I don't know. Hold on.
Yeah, hit
Lock up, baby. Lock up, baby. Lock up. I got him locked. Bingo.
Locks of the week.
Nice.
bang, 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 bang,
Bingo,
bang, bang,
bango,
bang, bang, bang.
bongo. I was looking
See
at
how-
last week's pick.
See how big Dan takes the Eagles alt spread this week.
Yeah, dude. So fun. I might do different. We'll text separately. Myself and Leo won our bets.
Nobody's negative
Josh and
anymore.
Nick lost their bets. That puts the standings. Leo's in first by far at 9-5. Josh second at 6-8. Nick and I are both at 5-9. And Leo's equally as head in the cash money.
Yeah, not
Leo
good.
has more cash than everyone combined. Everyone else combined.
Yeah.
Not bad for a jolly old fella from the island of Cuba.
Proud of you.
Josh?
Oh, do you want my pick?
You're from Cuba?
No, Archer is.
The rat?
Yeah,
All right,
that's where
Alright,
he was
Josh.
raised. I've got Cardinals, Broncos, under 36.5 at -1. You don't get to say that when I said this earlier.
He
I
told
didn't
us.
hear you.
Literally, he told
I was
us
not here.
what it was.
Was
Yeah,
not
yeah,
here.
Probably was, he wasn't
You
here
were.
actually.
No, he
You
was.
were.
I was not here.
It was right before we started.
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
What?
that's the one I
What's
have.
wrong? Minus
Minus
110?
Fine, I'm taking the over.
All right, good. Stupid. One of us is going to win then.
Dan, I'm taking the over 36.5. The Cardinals Broncos game at -110.
Hell yeah.
Idiot.
That's
Wait,
for real funny.
I hope that goes over because the Cardinals score so many points against the Broncos.
Yeah,
D.
Marquise Brown.
You're
All
going
right.
to bench him.
Yeah,
Cole McCoy's the fucking legend. Also, Adrian Wilson is the fucking legend.
Go
Shout out
A-Dub.
Adrian Wilson. Steve
Because-
Kime, we're not going to tell you what Nick said right before the podcast started about you.
But friend of the
Let me
pod.
tell you. Oh my god, that cat's trying to escape. Dude, that
This
cat
is one
wants
of the
to get up
coolest
so
This is one of the
fast.
best episodes we've ever had.
He can
Oh
open
my
doors. If that door's too hard to open, other doors in the house he can open.
Oh! If you're listening to the pod, rewind this about 10 seconds and start watching it. Because goodness gracious.
He's very upset.
Trying to figure it out.
He's pissed off.
How did he open the door?
Oh,
Oh, the cat opened the door, everyone.
a magic. Oh, there's another cat.
There's another
It's chaos. It is chaos over there.
One cat became another one.
Was that a bark? Did I just hear a bark?
Barry's barking.
All right,
Oh, I thought that was coming from Nick's. All right, what's up, bro? I got the Seattle Seahawks at +3. I think Brock Purdy's not going to be able to handle the 12s
against the Niners?
against the 49ers at -104. I think
Brock Purdy might not play.
Who's going to play?
He's probably going to play. He's just like limited.
Josh Johnson? Even better.
Bad.
Trey Lance is playing.
I mean, if it's Josh Johnson,
favorite.
and I'm getting it in at +3, then that's even better. But yeah, I think Brock Purdy hasn't really been tested, and I think the 12s will test him, and I think Pete Carroll's got some shit up his sleeve, and I think Gino and the boys are going to be pissed after losing to the Panthers.
I sure do hope he
That
doesn't
is
have
all.
shit up his sleeve. That would be awful.
Well, he doesn't believe in 9/11, so
He is a 9/11 denier. Actually,
So
I
is
take
Leo.
that back. I rescind what I just said because I'm not trying to get sued.
Nah, he can't get sued for
Leo's a
that.
9/11 denier and Nick's a Holocaust denier. So
I believe
All
in
right,
9/11.
I'm taking. I believe a lot.
That's the issue. That's my issue.
You believe in it too much. If you know what I mean.
I believe in it. I believe in it.
All right, I'm taking the over on the Bills Dolphins game at 43.5 points. I think
Why
it's
are you
going to
saying
be
it
a
like
big
that?
one.
That's a
I
good
don't know.
bet. I like that
Yeah.
bet, actually.
I probably will alt total points it because I do that a lot.
Wish I could do a log pod parlay, but you fucks both picked the over and
Oh.
I mean, what it could be even. You can score half points, right?
on
if
Patreon,
they
when
score
you,
exactly 36. Wait,
No, it's 36.5.
on Patreon, when you go to set up an account, there's a box you have to check at the very first page. It says, "My work isn't suitable for people under 18." So I hope Drake made sure he checked that box.
Ding dong.
I mean, what depends what state you're in.
Does it?
All right,
I don't
this
think it
episode-
does. I think in all 50 it's illegal.
This episode is.
Thank you for listening. You made it this far, and if you haven't, poopy yourself.
We should start talking like during the outro.